Season 2 of Money Heist, very insane season. I'd say this season's probably better than the first one, in my opinion. Episode 1, like I said, I already gave a character rating. I don't know if I really need to go through that anymore. Berlin, Tokyo, Helsinki, or Oslo. This is the most dramatic season. A lot of stuff happens this season. Very entertaining. Episode 1, a forensic episode combs the Toledo country house for DNA. The professor loses control inside the mint. The robbers and nerves reach a breaking point, which does reach a breaking point. Everyone's starting to really fight with each other. And in the country house, he really just plants DNA. That's the main thing that really happens. And that's pretty much it. I'll give the episode probably 9.6 out of 10. Very good episode overall. And just very good. Episode 2, the police interrogate the first robber to be captured. Furious over Berlin's recent action, Rio takes a stand against him. So, pretty much Tokyo tries to kill Berlin, plays Russian roulette with him in the bathroom. And he pretty much pushes Tokyo in the middle of the in to get captured, and the police interrogate her for a extended amount of time. She really doesn't give anything up, and even if she would know any information, he makes sure it uses to his benefit overall. I would give this episode probably 9.2 out of 10. Very good episode, but Berlin's like the worst character in the show in my opinion. I feel like no one should really like him. I don't know how you would like him. If you really like the show, I don't know how. I would give, like I said, 9.2 out of 10. Episode 3, hoping to learn the professor's identity, Raquel appears to hear captives' emotions. A punishment for high treason sparks a revolt among the thieves. This episode is very interesting. Hoping to learn the professor's identity, so they try to find him. Raquel has been dating the professor, so that's what gets interesting in this episode. And I'll give this a 9.5 out of 10. Very good episode. Episode 4, recognizing their plan isn't working, the robbers instead aim to win over the public via the press. Raquel plots a trap to capture the professor, which it seems like the press definitely does work in their favor. They leak some things that they would actually trade. They would actually trade a hostage who's related to someone in the government for 6 other hostages, and not let the 6 other hostages go and prefer the one who has a higher status, which is kind of interesting overall, and the public definitely doesn't like it. So I'd give this a 9.7 out of 10. Shows a lot of like the importance of someone who is in power versus someone who isn't, and how willing they would be willing to get them out of the situation. Episode 5, Arturo tries to set another escape in motion during a conversation with Salva, and Raquel spots a tiny detail that gets her mind racing, which she spots a red thing on him, on Sergio, which she doesn't know his identity yet. But this is insane, that part. So pretty much Angel wakes up after the car accident that happens, and he pretty much, or they actually fake him waking up, and after that he sends a bear into the hospital to really make sure that he's actually dead. He actually has a camera inside of it, which hopefully turn that off after. Kind of some creep shit to do anyway, but I would give this a 9.6 out of 10. Arturo is really one of the worst characters in the show as well. Episode 6, after confessing a long-held secret, Moscow loses his son's trust. A contingency plan to free Tokyo hits a snag, forcing her to improvise, which Moscow loses his son's trust by pretty much admitting that he left the mom who's addicted to drugs actually just like dropped her off on the street. It was very insane, and it really makes Denver really not like his dad that much, and later it plays into what happens later. But I give that episode very emotional, 9.8 out of 10. You get some insight with the mom overall, and very emotional episode. Episode 7, with one of their own critically injured, the robbers race against time to save his life. During a moment alone, Adriana makes a confession of Monica, which in that episode Moscow dies, and it's pretty much insane. Tokyo tries to get back in. She rides the motorcycle back inside, and it hits him. He gets critically injured and dies. That's probably one of the moments of the episode. Denver blames her for the death, and that's pretty much when everything ensues. I'd say this episode's a 9.9 out of 10. He definitely forgives his dad at the end of the episode, and just really shows it's very good. Episode 8, after being removed from the case during her relationship with the professor, Raquel sets out to conduct her own search for the mastermind, which she definitely does it close. She starts pulling CCTV. They take her badge and her gun. This is the episode where everything in her life really goes down, and it really changes a lot throughout. I would give this episode a 9.2 out of 10. Very good episode overall. Her getting removed from the case is very realistic. I feel like if they found this out, they really have to fact check it. And the main thing, in my opinion, is I don't know. I don't think there really had enough evidence really overall. But what do you think? Episode 9. As the police into the Mint, Berlin leads robbers a final showdown. Will they escape with the 984 million euros, and will their lives be intact? This is one of the best episodes of the season, and probably of season 1 as well. I would say these two seasons are interconnected. It's pretty much just different days. I think it's 6 and then 12 days overall, but I think it ends on day 6. But very good episode. They printed a lot of money. Berlin really wants to leave, but Nairobi actually makes him print more money. And this episode's very interesting with the different nuances that's going on. They're really trying to enter and get in there as fast as they can. They're doing different distractions. The sewer, that's the main thing that's going on. The sewer underneath, they keep trying to trick him with that, because they think they're digging a tunnel, because different hostages have been giving like information saying that, oh, they made us do this and that once they let go some of the hostage. And some of them escaped as well, but that's pretty much the main thing. After that happened, Berlin in surprise ending, he really saves everyone and really dies in a shootout. That was probably one of the saddest parts of the season. I didn't really like that Berlin that much, but you really have to admit he went out on top. I would give the episode, like I said, one of the highest of the season, 9.9 out of 10. Very good episode. I definitely recommend. Let me do a character ranking for this season as well, and how I like him. The professor, he kind of got annoying at times, really just like letting his heart overwrite what's happening. For some reason, Dane Raquel, I don't really know why he did that decision. I'll give him 9.1 for the season. Tokyo, not that good of a character. I would say 8.7. Berlin, he's like a 2. He's the worst character. He does a lot of bad shit. And then Rio, he's okay. I would give him like a 7. Raquel, I would give maybe an 8. Denver, he's a goaty character. I would say 9.7. Nairobi, good character as well, 9.9. Very good character, not that much. And then Monica, one of the hostages, I'll give him 9.6. And then Helsinki, 9.2 overall. And then Oslo, he died in this, that was a sad death as well. And they hit him in the back of the head during the escape. That was probably the biggest moment switch in this whole episode, in this whole season. But what do you think? There's 2 big deaths that really changed the whole thing. But what's your opinion? And comment down below.